Assassin's Creed 1. Assassin's Creed 1 is a game you cannot diss. Because if you think this game is boring or bad, you're stupid. Hear me out. People say the first game is very outdated, like the graphics, audio, story, character, and gameplay. If you complain about that, you're right. But you're also completely wrong. The reason you're wrong is that this game came out in 2007. And for 2007, it was groundbreaking. In every way. It was a revolution in many ways. The open world in multiple cities, the free climbing, the graphics. The whole genre of open world games got redefined. And for years, the game industry was inspired by this one game that came out in 2007. Now, Assassin's Creed 1 was the first game I played in the series back in 2009. I played it but never properly finished it until 2010, I'm pretty sure. Then I got Assassin's Creed 2 and I played halfway into the story and I somehow managed to get Assassin's Creed 1 and finished Assassin's Creed 1 before Assassin's Creed 2. I'm so glad I did that. It let me understand Assassin's Creed 2 better, and then I later on went to replay Assassin's Creed 2 from the start without spoiling the end, so I played Assassin's Creed 2 with knowing the full story. This game is so nostalgic for me. The soundtrack, sound effects, characters, cities, and Altair. Altair was so cool to me back in the day. Although people do say his character is too serious and bland, I still see him as a badass to this day. I could have liked him to have a bit more dialogue, and also there was some like animus limitation things like the face rendering or some shit. I don't know. Apparently there was something wrong with, well, if you think about it, there was something wrong with the voice thing and the animus voice and the face recognition back in the day for AC1. But that kind of didn't really fucking make a difference towards Altair as a character, you know? Even though his voice technically isn't an American accent. I'm just so glad that they didn't go with Nolan North, because that kind of would have wrecked the whole experience if they went with Nolan North. It wouldn't feel like, you know, wouldn't have a purpose compared to playing with like Desmond and Altair if they had the both same voice. This game has some really good characters. Al-Mualim, Malik, Robert Desab, King Richard III, and of course Altair. Altair's journey is shown through his attitude changing throughout the game. He starts off as overconfident and arrogant, then towards the last half of the game, he really matures up and becomes more wise in his actions and attitude towards people. His relationship to Malik is a way of seeing his progress as a character, and in the end, Malik forgives him and fights with him in the final fight. But Altair's best relationship is with Al-Mualim. Al-Mualim is like a father to him, who he betrays the assassins, and in turn failing Altair after being corrupted with the power of the Apple of Eden. In my heart, this game and Assassin's Creed 2 are the perfect representations of Assassin's Creed franchise. Without this game that came out in 2007, we would not have the Assassin's Creed franchise today. Even though how bad the Assassin's Creed franchise is and how much it drifted, the good ones like the Ezio trilogy and Black Flag and Origins would have had those if it wasn't for this game. Think about that.